10/22/2024 week in review. I just got done recording my 10-minute learning with Brandon on interstitial lung disease. So I'm trying to actually get that uploaded right now. Season 1, episode. I should probably not do this same time, but I'm going to because I think it's good for me to get that done. Episode 4, ILD. Okay. Well, I hope everybody's had a good little bit. I've been a little AWOL, I feel like, the last couple of weeks. I ended up working a few night shifts extra, and I am definitely not built that way anymore. I used to had to do that, and, I really did appreciate and love that I was a daytime person, but all good. All right, so I'm publishing now. Okay, so just kind of going over a couple of things, just wanting to make sure that I am a little more consistent. I need to probably do a couple more of these 10-minute learnings. Actually, and I did it did 9 minutes and 16 seconds, so a little bit better there to keep it a little closer to that 10 minutes, but it's all good and everything. So I am just kind of flying off the cuff here. Hopefully everybody got their taxes done. Those were due back on the 15th, so that's always fun time. Just really at work, we've actually been really busy. I think the days of having not as much to do and being able to, we call it low censusing, meaning if there's not enough patient load to take all of the RTs that are on shift that day, they will send you home, kind of a thing. During the summer, it used to be a pretty consistent thing that we would always have at least one day in a pay period that we would not have to work our scheduled shift, if you will. I think those days are gone. There's just so many more people that live in this area now, and a lot of them in need of medical kind of help, medical stuff. So been busy at work, haven't been able to take those kind of days off. So, but it's all good. Trying to help keep people safe and doing all those, get them better. And then, those people that need to, I guess, move on to the next step in life, death. Some of the things happen too, but we all have to face that at some point or another for sure. I had some good experiences working in the NICU here and being able to take care of some, sick babies and keep them growing and developing and doing those type of things. And definitely really hard with those parents that have to go through that, and I don't wish that on anybody. So if you are a NICU parent now or ever have been, just know that people that you come in contact with in the hospital anyway definitely feel for you. And there's a lot, we try to send as much love as we can to you as professionally as we can, and also to your child. So, but yeah, definitely had a lot of things going on there. I actually spent some time orienting a new respiratory therapist to the NICU, and we had a lot of things that we were able to experience. So those are always good times when you have things to actually show your coworker and get them a little bit more of an idea of what they have to look forward to. And that experience also kind of giving them the hopefully in the future of when they are on their own and doing those kind of things, that they won't have to struggle as much. So it's kind of a nice thing there. I've been reading, well, let me think, anything more about work. I can't think of anything too much about that, but I've definitely been keeping up on my LinkedIn stuff, updated some things there, and also, what else did I do? Oh, I did a couple of learnings. One, I learned about a SWOT analysis, and learned a lot about that during school as well, but it's really nice just getting refreshers and trying to remember all the things that you need to do to kind of make those things work. So got that. Had some, I think I talked about the CEUs that I was able to participate in on HealthStream and also through the Draeger website. Again, a breath ahead with Draeger. Definitely check it out. I made a post about that on my LinkedIn as well. It's pretty good information, a lot of good things there. I was able to not only look at NICU vents, but adult vents and looking at their flow loops a little bit better and trying to understand that and change things on the ventilator to help that patient specifically, and trying to understand more of their disease process and how ventilation differs. And instead of just doing a blanket, this is what I'm going to do, all that kind of stuff, have more of the tailoring of each patient in mind. And it might just be little things and just trying to do those things, which reminds me, I did have to help one of my coworkers on a patient that was a trauma, and they were having a hard time ventilating. And I had mentioned that we needed to sedate this person even more. And if they were on max sedation, that we probably needed to paralyze them to make them more synchronous with the vent. And we spent, it was probably almost, it was a lot, it seemed like a lot more time, but especially when you're dealing with people's breathing, really the crutch of it was that the patient was auto peeping, so kind of stacking their breaths and not breathing out. And I ended up having to put them on an ambu bag to be able to bag for them, and they were so tight they wouldn't exhale, and just kind of pause for a little bit. Their saturations and their heart rate was okay, and it was almost like a minute that it would take them from them holding their breath till it actually would exhale, kind of a thing. And so once we were able to get the okay from the doctor to be able to paralyze them, after paralyzing them, we're doing pretty well there. And I think they had just gotten back from surgery, and so I don't know exactly what happened, but it was towards the end of shift, so we're able to get things, kind of figured out and help them out that way by actually getting them sedated. So it was educational, but at the same time, a little scary, trying to think of all the things to be able to do. Which also reminds me, we had another one where they had a tracheostomy, so their trach had been coughed out a little bit to where they're usually like, well, that long or something like that. So like that long, and it was coming out about that much. So just barely in there. They had issues at the place that they were at, not being able to suction them very well. And so we ended up with the ER doctor. I had suggested we just use the bronchoscope that we had available, put it down there, see what was going on. And it ended up being a really bad mucus plug at the end of it and into their trachea. And once we shoved the bronchoscope down far enough, it caused the patient to kind of loosen that up enough, and then they coughed so hard that they were able to cough that stuff up and out of their trachea, and as they were coughing, able to get it back, the trach back into the person's airway in the proper location and everything like that. So a lot of just kind of crazy things. again, I love respiratory in the fact that we really are heroic, and we are able to kind of go save the day, and then we kind of leave. We it's not like we need it, but we don't get a whole lot of praise for that, and that's fine. I do kind of think of us as more of the Dark Knight, like the Batman series with, I think, Christopher Nolan and with Christian Bale. We really come in when things are the most bleak, the worst situation for people, fix it, and then as we make sure everything's okay, we're out trying to help out the next person that would need all that kind of help, and help those nurses and those doctors and physical therapy, all the different people, that the different professions, if you will, that come in there. So we offer a lot, and I think it's awesome. So if you are an RT and you don't get thanked, I just want to tell you thank you for having the knowledge, having the know-how on how to fix and address different issues, and saving people's lives. I was talking to a doctor at church yesterday, and he had said that whenever a respiratory therapist says, hey, I'm not real convinced that this person's doing super well, I don't feel like they're doing well, I need you to come look at them, that's when he drops whatever he's doing and comes and sees them. And so he has a lot of faith, a lot of I can't think of the good word, and I'm sure y'all are thinking of it right now, but yeah, he has a lot of trust in the respiratory therapist, and in what they have to say and everything like that. So that makes me feel like we are doing something right, and that the more knowledge that you have, the more experience that you have, it really is very impactful on a lot of these people's lives, that if you weren't there and if you weren't checking in on them, you wouldn't be making the difference, because they probably wouldn't be necessarily around as much. So thank you, respiratory therapist, for doing your job and doing it well, and thank you for any of the providers that hold value in RTs, in respiratory therapists. We have a lot of awesome things that we can offer, and so I implore all of you, take that seriously and really take care of your patients accordingly. There was a post that I had on LinkedIn. Let me pull it up real quick, because I thought it would. I posted a few different things, but it's kind of talking about 5 steps to cultivate agility, and then it's kind of like the growth mindset blueprint. So the first thing is like embrace challenges. So look at each challenge as an opportunity for growth. Encourage your team to see difficulties not as obstacles, but as chances, to innovate and improve. And this is for leaders. And we all can be leaders in our own sphere, in our own realm of influence. So I'm going to take this to heart. So promote persistence, foster a place where effort in the face of setbacks is celebrated. Understand that mastery comes through continuous effort and resilience. 3, encourage curiosity. Foster a culture in which asking questions and exploring new possibilities is the norm. Curiosity leads to innovation. 4, learn from feedback. Normalize constructive criticism. Try to learn the difference, and try to always, look at a lot of the criticism as constructive. See where you can build and benefit from that, right? Even if it's coming from a bad place or negativity. That's more for me. Feedback is a gift. It should be shared and received to achieve growth. And then 5, celebrate growth and learning. Shift the focus from results to the process of learning and growing. Celebrate milestones achieved through personal development. So yeah, I think it's kind of awesome that way, and you should definitely look for those opportunities. So, all right. So that was kind of my LinkedIn stuff there. Spring is upon us. It's getting closer. I'm glad the snow is going to be going away at some point here soon. So I've been kind of thinking about my gardening, my homesteading, and the things that I can do to be able to make that a reality. And been going to, I guess it's like a feed store, a plant, vegetable place, for gardening and stuff. And just kind of looking around and see what they have. So I'll be looking forward to getting everything planted for that, and then putting that in our garden. My wife and I were looking at doing some garden boxes, trying to make things a little bit easier that way, and hopefully have a little bit more growth of fruits and vegetables and all those kind of things. So looking forward to that. Maybe looking at getting some goats to help out with some weeds. We'll see. I think it would be really fun. My wife really, really wants that, and so I need to see what I could do to make that happen, because she's the best. I love her to death. But yeah, just outside work stuff, mowing, getting sure all the water's going on and everything like that. So we have a different little process that has to kind of go through to irrigate and do all that kind of stuff. So waiting for those kind of opportunities. And yeah, so just looking for a lot of things to do there, but I'm also wanting to try to focus on doing this, and then just creating growth opportunities in our home, in our family, additional financial revenues. So looking to grow a lot this year. I think 2024, I've seen a lot of growth already, and I'm really looking forward to just making it the best. And even if some things fell or don't go so well, I'm excited for the journey. I think there's going to be a lot of things to learn from that, and I think it's really good. So, but I think that's a pretty good idea of what I've done. Work in the next 3 days. So I'm looking forward to that, seeing what kind of things can get from the hospital, just knowledge-wise, and what the new things are going to be. And then we'll see you kind of on the flip side. So, but again, thank you. Appreciate anybody that's taking a look and being a part of this, and we'll see you later.